Namaste, everyone. I just want to give you the highlights of the English Prasthantri study group, which commenced on May 2023, and they completed the first level beginners group just this past March, just this month, March 2025. And at this occasion, Puja Swamiji, Swami Viditatmananji, uh, gave us a valedictory speech, a pravachan, just summing up whatever we learned through these 2 years. So I'm just going to go over the format of the study group. Now that this group is going to advance into the next intermediate level, so we have room to open up uh, the study group with the new participants at the beginners level. So this gives me an occasion to go over the format that we followed for the beginners group. So the idea is a guided Vedanta study. If you go to our YouTube channel, Hariom, or just even you contact our ashram, there is tons and tons of data, like 40 years plus of data. So where do you begin with? So with that concept that somebody who is entering, or even if somebody has been listening to Vedanta, uh, they can go through the vision of Vedanta in a more structured manner so that whatever is that vision can be assimilated. With that idea, this this concept had been it was floating in my mind, and I shared it with Swamiji. And under the guidance of Swamiji, this plan, this structure, uh, this streamlining was created. So the syllabus we followed was essentially one Prakaran Grantha Tattva Bodha, which essentially addresses all the definitions, technical definitions, and concepts in Vedanta. We looked into uh, the fundamentals of the Upanishads. So the Moolam, not going into Bhashyam, just the Moolam, just the fundamental, what the mantra of the Upanishad is trying to convey. So we looked into the Kathopanishad Moolam, we looked into Mundaka Upanishad Darshanam, Ishavasya Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, and Kaivalya Upanishad. And lastly, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Moolam, all the 18 chapters, these were studied in detail. Uh, and just to give the participants a capsule form of what the Prasthantri study is about, Puja Swamiji had given 4 lectures on Brahma Sutra, addressing uh, the four sutras, and the group is also reviewing those 4 lectures. So in a way, they have a little bit of the Prasthantra, which gives the entire vision, and the Upanishads, uh, and this Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita, of course. So this was the format for the beginners group, and this will be the format for the new beginners group. Whoever is interested, uh, they can please review that. This will be the course. So I do encourage new seekers to take advantage of a group setting where each participant would kind of, inspire the other. The presence of everybody in a group inspires one to study with more commitment. So this is just a photograph of how we commenced on 3rd May 2023, and our first lecture, our timing was 6:35 a.m. Because some of the participants were from US, so this turned out to be a timing that suited most. Of course, for the new group, the timing is subject to the flexibility and availability of the group members. Important thing is that a group comes into existence, and then slowly and slowly we can work out the little bit of admin parts. But so this is the setup. Uh, we review a recording either in video format or audio format. So we had in our beginners level couple of our study material. We had the video available. So Tattva Bodha we studied in video format. Mundaka Upanishad, Ishavasya Upanishad, we studied in video format. And rest of the subject matter was studied with audio format. And so, yes, you can see the group members are here. They are listening, making notes. All of them are mute and just they are listening to Swamiji's lecture. So that's essentially the format. Um in this group, we didn't have an interaction right away after the lecture. We let the subject finish and then we had a summary session. However, uh, through our WhatsApp group, uh, daily or almost daily, I would ask them questions based on the lecture, and so I would motivate the participants to think over it, to think over the lecture, what were the highlights of the lecture, and sometimes connect it with our daily life, with our how does this lecture apply in my life. So if we are talking of Viveka Vairagya, then I would just, uh, you know, I would make up a situation uh, and ask them that suppose this is a situation, suppose this is a scenario at your job, and uh, some such thing happens which hurts you. Uh, what is your immediate response? Or what would you call viveka in this situation? What would you call vairagya in this situation? So, meaning that viveka and vairagya and all these concepts, all these words that we hear in the lecture doesn't remain just words, it doesn't remain technical, but that we can imbibe in our life. Um, so that kind of daily interaction, as well as they were requested, people were requested to submit daily summaries, even if they are not able to submit, at least for their purpose, uh, they make a summary so that at a later stage they can just review their notes. So then this is just, the highlight of what all subjects we studied uh, and what year recording they were. For example, Tattva Bodh was a 2004 recording from which took place in Salisbury, US. And Kaivalya Upanishad was a recording that took place in Ahmedabad. Mundaka Upanishad was a recording of uh, 2023, which took place at Anaikatti. So this is just a summary spreadsheet of those details, how many hours we studied under each subject, what was the study period, and when the dates when we took the summary, and how many hours did we spend summarizing a particular subject. So, so far in this group, we did that. We waited for the entire session and only then we did the summary. But there was one suggestion from the group member, which I think may be a good idea for the new group, uh, that instead of delaying the summary right till the end, we could have a weekly summary or a weekly get together so that there could be an interactive session to just memorize, or just to go over what were the points, what were the highlights that were being emphasized, that were being laid out during the lectures throughout the week. So that's one modification that I'm thinking to do in the new group. But again, it's going to be based on consultation with the participants. So in all, so these were the subjects that we studied, and the total hours that the group studied over 2 years was 338 hours of study hour, and they put almost 60 hours in summary session. So meaning if in 1 hour they are doing a summary, they have to prepare for it. So many hours goes in preparation. So this is just the summary session, uh, the, uh, the summary session, the live summary section hours that is being shown. But to present something, the amount of preparation that is required, I have not quantified that, but the point is that all the participants they actively participated, they contemplated on the subject matter, and because only when you contemplate on the subject matter, then you can present. So the idea of this presentation and summary session was so that participants can live with the subject more and more, think about it, think about how it relates to my life, and where does something doesn't make sense, and that way some discussions can go ahead. So then this is again the same format of how what was the breakdown for Bhagavad Gita study. So Bhagavad Gita study was started since June 2023, and it continued till March 2025. So how many session hours we had in each for each of the chapter. This chart is the summary for that. So then, like I said, we had a lot of uh, WhatsApp satsang. So as a group coordinator, I would ask the participants many questions, or okay, why do you want to study Prastantraya, or why should you study Prastantraya? And the participants would come up with uh, with the with a response that is related to their life. That things I thought caused me distress, pain, suffering, insecurity will no longer exist if it if I address the root cause. So whatever I'm listening to the lecture, am I able to connect it to the overall activity that I'm doing? Yes, I want to uh, have a guided Vedanta study. I want to study Vedanta in a structured manner, but why? So, getting the participants to think rationally, and all of them, they wonderfully, poured themselves into the study. So again, like I said, I also requested summary sessions. So this is just a example of the kind of summaries the participants provided. So for 1 whole hour of a lecture, they may come up with some such summary, like short notes, so that anytime you want to go back, that what was the summary of lecture one, or what's the content of this text, then you can just go over the lecture notes or your summary notes, and it just the whole lecture structure and format is in front of you. Another example of summary notes. So as we proceeded to the Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, many of the participants started doing transcription of, the entire lecture. And so here what we are seeing is just the summary of the entire chapter in um, almost 2 pages. The main points. So again, satsang question answer session. Uh, some question I would have raised, and then uh, participants would respond. What is viveka? What is vairagya? What is shama in this situation? So, uh, a scenario question. You are a qualified candidate for a job because most of the participants are working, uh, uh, they're working, and so I tried to give them real life situation so that they can relate the two things. So you're a qualified candidate for a job. You got a call for an interview and appeared before the panel with full preparation, but someone else was offered the job. In this situation, what would constitute viveka regarding the situation? And similarly, vairagya and shama related to the same. So, uh, and then the participants would come up with answers according to their understanding. So the idea was to just have them thinking, interacting, and think about all these terms in relation to their life. And then time and time again, whenever we had festivities like Ganesh Chaturthi or something, so participants would float, festive photographs. So that way, it was not just intellectual learning. There was a component of bhakti emotion as well. And so it gave the group both intellectual and emotional support uh, that is needed, for advancing in this path. Sometimes we shared personal stories and anecdotes uh, to make this understanding firm that life is about uh, living a simple and humble life, and it's about small acts of kindness. So Pujya Swamiji has this phrase, how should life be lived? Through small acts of kindness. And so sometimes I used to share my experiences of what Pujya Swamiji would, whatever I had learned from him, and participant I and the participants, all of us used to share any story that would inspire us, to follow the value, to see the goodness in others. So just one such example, how a pregnant lady, if she was craving for some West Indian food, and one of the participants' mom, she reached out. She went to the family's place, and she cooked some nice food for the pregnant lady, and prepared some tiffins so that she can enjoy it for a day or two. And yeah, some simple things like this. Life doesn't have to be hard, right? So it was not just intellectual. We tried to connect each other with these kind of personal stories, anecdotes, more personal stories. Um, and then May 2024, we completed 1 year, and just participants are sharing their emotions, uh, how they feel that they're progressing, and how this initiative has made a difference in their life. And then time and time again, we used to have, uh, I guess this was the one time we had satsang with Swamiji after completion of Tattva Bodha. We had some questions, so we had a satsang with Pujya Swamiji.
Is very much there. Our gross body is not there. Therefore, in the dream also we experience happiness and happiness. સ્વપ્નમાં સૂક્ષ્મ શરીર હોય છે, સ્થૂળ શરીર હોતું નથી. Body is very much there.
And so that was so those were all the summary sessions. That was the satsang with Swamiji. So now I'm just going to go over some of the review sessions. So initial review, I used to do most of the summary so that I can capture the entire Upanishad in 1 hour. But later on, participants were delegated certain mantras, and so everybody participated. And uh, that was the trend later on. So initially, I
Personality
took
is
the
required, and that personality preparation of mind is being talked about by this Rupaka of Ratha, which Rachita
Mhm.
ji mentioned. So
so this is the
um,
Kathopanishad
everything
review
is
that
fine.
is
I'm
being
just going to
done.
highlight couple of things so that that becomes individual intellect to going to
So
total
it was
intellect is
all
going to
also an
require more of
occasion
Ishvara
for
and less of I. Because
asking questions,
identifying with total
clarifying
intellect
questions.
actually means that you are identifying with Ishvara. So far,
So
I was
then,
identifying with my individual
so then,
intellect. Now,
Mundaka Upanishad review again. So during the initial sessions, the Upanishads,
from this
I used to do the
changeless
summary.
reality,
Then the
from this
participants were
dimensionless
requested
reality,
to pitch in, and it was
which is
wonderfully done.
apranaha, which is not bound by prana, which is not bound by mind, which is always shining, which is aksharat paratah paraha, aksharat being presented as
And then we have one more Kaivalya Upanishad review. So I mean, this is just a highlight of what we did. Maybe it's taking time, so we'll just
it is
bear
that
it.
which is the adhara, which is the adhisthana of both what you think is mahat and what you think is sukshma. It is that which supports both.
So the idea was that when they are reviewing, they understand it correctly, and when you look at at all the mantras in a capsule form, then again the same message is emphasized. So that was the that's the idea behind behind summary. Uh, so again, uh, they are nicely advancing because all of the participants, they're committed to it. So my prayers for their advancement ahead. But again, this I'm opening the floor for new participants who are interested in joining guided Vedanta study at beginners group. So they would also go through the same course material, which covers almost the entire, which covers the uh, vision of Vedanta. So with that, again, my open invitation to everybody. If you're interested, please contact me through WhatsApp 7874743310. I have posted this message on LinkedIn and circulated it through a couple of our group members. But please, you and your friends and family, all of you are invited to take advantage of this ocean of it's like this nectar, uh, Swamiji's wisdom. Please take advantage of that, and I'd be happy to coordinate the group and lead uh, with all the satsangs, etc., just as I had been doing with the last group. With that, I'll just complete with a prayer. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om